All right, looks like we are live. Welcome to the channel. Live with Trav here reporting on the severe weather outbreak, potential tornado outbreak in parts of Texas and Oklahoma and possibly Arkansas, Louisiana. Coming up here. And so let's take a look at everything here. Using Radar Scope app you can purchase for I think on your phone is like $10. So right now it looks like we only have these warnings here. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let me do. There we go. I was wondering why it wouldn't let me click over the warnings here. It's because I was on the radar here. So okay, we got a severe thunderstorm warning here. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Central Tarrant County. 60-mile-an-hour wind, radar indicated, hail damaged vehicle. These storms are expected to be some big time hail producers here. If you look at the reflectivity, a lot of times when you see the bright reds and some of the purple, a lot of times you'll see like some bigger patches of purple. Let me see if I can find a storm that has more purple. Kind of like that right there. See if there's any more up here. Oklahoma here. Let's see. Change the radar here. Kind of like that. Oh, this is a good one right here. That's a lot of purple. Probably some pretty decent hail in there if we switch over to the vertically integrated liquid. It's probably get pretty bright. You know, a lot of times when you see stuff like that, good indication of a pretty strong storm in my opinion. Same thing there. That one over there actually looks pretty. I mean, that to me right there, that's probably a hail for sure, in my opinion. Kind of new to the streaming world of this. I've followed weather my whole life since I was a kid. Just to give you a little bit of background. So I'm gonna probably make some mistakes because I don't know a ton about things you can and cannot do on YouTube. So if I like share a picture or something, talk about something that I'm not supposed to on accident, then I apologize. I guess I'm just gonna have to learn and adapt as I go here. Um, we'll see how things go overall. But I really have a passion for weather and severe weather, and um, I really want to kind of see if this is something I can start to do more often. Just to kind of bring awareness, especially on these possible tornado outbreak days. I want to get some information out to the public, especially if you are in the area that's affected, or if you know somebody like family or friends that's in the area. That way we can share the information and get some of this out. Man, I'll tell you, that's a hook right there. That's not looking good. Let's check the old. So if we check storm relative velocity, might have some rotation in there. It's kind of getting choppy in the with the radar. Let's put her in motion. Yeah, I might have some in there. Maybe right in here. Sometimes these, like where you get the green and reds together right here, that's called a couplet. Might be a little getting a little close to the radar. It kind of causes some issues with that, but this area, here, I'll zoom in a little bit first and then. Oh, see, it just went tornado warned. Yeah, see, good call on that. Also, this is the storm that I'm watching yeah, that's a very pronounced hook. That's definitely, so you got greens going towards the radar, I believe. Here, I'll do it like my boy Nate Schneider does. I think he does something like this. You got greens going towards the radar. Not very good at drawing, sorry. reds going away from the radar, but it's causing this circle of rotation. And so where you see the greens and the reds kind of coming together when they're close together, this one's pretty bright too. That's a good indicator of some very significant rotation. And look at this. This is right outside of Dallas Fort Worth. But I was watching just when I got home from getting a haircut a little bit ago. They were talking about this storm that they did a mesoscale discussion for. And whenever you see a storm like this, when you have this is a classic supercell right here. You have kind of like eagle's wings, and you have all of this rain and precip. Now on the backside of the storm, you get this hook, and this is inflow. This is called the inflow notch right here. This is all just feeding all of this energy into the storm right here. And this little notch right here is called the inflow notch. And this is all wrapping around the storm right here. This is called the rear flank downdraft. This is all wrapping around. And once this tightens up right in here, there could be a tornado in there. And that's really close to Fort Worth. So I don't want to scare anybody, but this is obviously not a situation that you want to happen when you're that close to a very populated metropolitan area. Wait for the next scan to come in. Let's put this in motion here. You can see kind of getting some tightness there. Let's check the velocity versus. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. We can also check correlation coefficient. Let's see. It's going a little fast. Let's see if I can. How do I? Here's the warnings. Okay, so we got the tornado warning. Anyways, we can check for a CC drop here. I don't see anything there major. But yeah, correlation coefficient on the radar apps, you can check and see if there's an actual tornado on the ground. So let's say hypothetically this was on the ground. Let's stop this right now. Dang it. I feel like this is moving a little bit too quick. How do I distance radar? Layers, brightness, warnings, show all. Oh, probably under settings here. Here we go. Here we go. Slow down the animation just a little bit so we can actually see it. Okay, so we probably got a new scan in here. Yeah, so this is way better than that last scan was. So here is right in here. You can see the red and greens are coming together. This is pretty broad rotation unless you get right in here. But that's where we can switch over to the correlation coefficient. If there was a tornado on the ground, typically you're going to see a blue circle right in this area. I don't see that, which is good news for the Dallas-Fort Worth area right now. As much as I love, storms and tornadoes and have a passion for it, you can see that this, if we go back a scan or two, if it'll let me, this is kind of getting wrapped in rain and did I make it too slow or is this just glitching? I feel like it's like frozen or something. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so let's see. Can I do it myself? Yeah, okay. So we go back. See how this really started to kind of be pronounced. And now it's getting kind of like falling apart a little bit. Not that it can't reorganize or anything like that, but definitely have some rotation in there. Got the greens and the reds there. That last one, see. And it could just because it's close to the radar, it could be getting kind of choppy because of that. But All right, so let's take a little bit broader of a look here, but this is obviously priority number one. We have a very dangerous possible situation just getting to be north of Fort Worth. I mean, that's like right there by Fort Worth. Let me try to switch over here. Keep hitting buttons on accident. Let's try to switch this over to, let's see. Let's try Radar Omega here. Is that right? Okay. All right, so we got this tornado warning. So this kind of gives you a little bit better of a look at where the rotation is with more of the streets. So anybody in this general vicinity needs to be really on alert. Look at this over here. You got some purple in the. That's some real heavy rain, maybe some hail, Lake Worth. All right, let's switch this over here to velocity. So see, this is a little bit broader, which is good because you don't want this to tighten up, and like that might be something right there. But at least this to this, that's a little far apart. Usually they're going to be pretty close together. Even this to me, that doesn't look like. I mean, it could be wrong, but let me check here. Change it over to Stelm relative. That looks a little bit more. Anytime you have greens and reds next to each other, I think some of this is just too close to the radar. The radar is right down here. Could be throwing that off a little bit. Check the CC for any CC drops. Like I said, you have a blue dot, blue circle if this was on the ground and throwing up any kind of debris. Creates a debris ball. If you're new to the channel or new to storms, that debris ball will show up as blue. It does look like that hook is starting to pronounce again on that last scan, possibly. Let's see. Where is... Okay, I was like, where's the... Put this in motion. This one's going too fast, too. Let's slow this down. Animation speed, slow. Maybe it's because I'm a little close. Maybe that's why. Moving pretty quick is what it is. I think the storm is just moving quick, but kind of getting pronounced here. Let's take a look at the actual warning. Tarrant County till 5 p.m. Hazard tornado. Here's some of the time frames of towns or maybe suburbs of Dallas. Got interstate mile markers here. I like that. Good stuff. Check and see if there's any other so that doesn't look too bad. Got some light rotation here, but I would say this is broad, which is good because if it tightens up, that's when it's going to drop. So I'm watching another stream. Somebody sent in a picture of a massive funnel cloud right outside of Dallas. You can actually see the skyscrapers, and you do see a pretty pronounced funnel cloud. Not sure if I'd be able to share that or not. Sometimes I think YouTube, you can't share people's pictures without their permission and all that stuff. So, but definitely a pretty pronounced funnel cloud overall. Just going to keep an eye on this here. Wait for the next scan to come in here. Stream elements bot running. That's nice. Gonna see if I can hear myself on this. Hello. Nice. Gonna see if I can hear myself on this. Hello. Nice. Checking the stream. Like I said, I'm all new to this here. Let me let's see here. All right, so we probably got a new skin here. Yeah, see, this looks a little. To me, it just looks like this is broader, or if it's covered up by. Just too close to the radar, it looks like. Let's go back to. What's the deal here? There we go. High res. So. Interesting thing is this notch is maybe it's overtaken another storm or something. That just looks different than it did earlier. If we go back more frames, let's see if I can. I don't know if you can. So you would be able to. Yeah, so when it was out here, see how the notch was kind of back here farther? Pausing this right now. Now it seems like the notch and the hook has kind of moved around the stormer. There's some backbuilding going on, which is probably good for the area because not that something couldn't still happen, but you do have some red and greens in here. It just looks like that's pretty broad, which is good, like I said, because we don't want this baby to drop anything. Since this is a very populated area here, near Dallas Fort Worth here. Put this in motion again. I don't know if that was. Maybe that was okay. So hold on here. I don't know if this is interesting. Get that out of there. So this right here, I guess I can't move my mouse without this stuff in here. That's interesting. Okay, so there, yeah, right there. Let's see if I can pause it right in the perfect moment here. I don't like those little pop-ups. Can I? I don't want those. Is there a way to write our history? I wish I could do this frame by frame like I want to. Now I'll switch back over to radar scope here because that I know I can do it. Can I? You know what? One thing that's cool about I think it was in here is if you do this, you can do two different radars at the same time. So you got the reflectivity, which is showing you precipitation, and then you've got the velocity. So let's get that off of there. Latest scan. Oops. Let's put this in motion. Fort Worth here. Zoom out a little bit. It's kind of hooking into itself. Yeah, see the hook is definitely not as pronounced as it was. Got some stuff coming in here. Yeah, so let's switch back to velocity. When it was like so it doesn't look like you can. There was a spot in here. Let's see if I can screen grab it. Maybe like right in here. This right in here. I wonder if this is where that funnel came from because this is more talking about where you have some. Can I zoom into? Yeah, cool. This is cool. I'm paused. I'm holding on my left mouse. This right here. So that right there, that brightness, bright green or white. It's just brighter green is what it's supposed to be technically. And then you have some reds in here. this is some strong rotation, and that's probably where that funnel cloud was spotted that came through here. Pretty, that was probably the closest that it got to tornado genesis, in my opinion, throughout this whole cycle so far that I've seen on radar, at least. And now, if you look at over here, it's getting pretty choppy over here. But it looks like a lot of the rotation is just wind. It's just wind, which is good. We don't want this thing to drop right outside of Dallas or hit a major metropolitan area or anything like that. So, okay, so we've got the one tornado warning. Let's take a brighter look here. Switch back over to reflectivity. Check the radar overall. I think I'm going to make some changes to this here. Let's do weather alerts. We'll take off the watches for now. Should help us be able to see just a little bit better. So, mesoscale discussion. Yeah, I saw this came out a little bit ago. So it's just from the Storm Prediction Center at 3:03 Central Daylight Time. Probably about an hour ago. No, half hour ago. Yeah. Concerning severe thunderstorm watch. Severe weather threat for severe thunderstorm watch 68 continues. Summary: the threat for a few tornadoes, large hail, and damaging wind gusts continue across tornado watch 68. A line of strong and severe thunderstorms is ongoing along the cold front, which continues to sag southeastward through central Oklahoma. An embedded supercell currently located in Stevens County at 20Z has persisted for the last couple of hours and produced golf ball size hail. The storm's deviant motion should keep it from getting undercut by the cold front, at least in the short term, which poses a continued threat for large hail and perhaps a tornado or two along the I-35 corridor. Yeah, so I heard about this on another stream earlier, and they were really concerned when this storm was out here because there is a cold front out here. This is the cold front in Oklahoma that they're talking about. So you can see this line of storms and above that in Oklahoma here. Let's switch to a. Is there another radar up here? Switch to. Let's see. Here we go. See these storms a little bit better. So these are pretty good. I mean, you got a lot of lightning going on. Got some of that purple. So these definitely have some hail. Probably some big wind and hail producers, I would guess. What was I going to do? Let's check the old, whenever I'm talking about hail, I like to go to, maybe this isn't even the right thing to do. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I like to look at this, and you look at some of this. And anytime you get these bright colors, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I mean, these are just some big storms. I don't know. I wish it would tell you what the height is on this. Let's try to switch over to. This is, let's see. Here's my mug right there. There it is. Bam. Was that Radar Omega that we were using? I think so. Okay, so here we go. Here. Check back into this storm here real quick. Check the storm relative. Got a little bit of a bright green there. Problem is there's just so much other interference from the being close to the radar. It's causing these issues, but that right there, this is just strong wind. It's a good thing that we don't see any red there, but there could be something going on there that we just can't quite see because of the interference from the radar. That's a good sign too. So that's good. Let's see here. Going back up to these storms. North of here in Oklahoma, almost said Omaha. Let's go ahead and change the radar here. KTLX in Oklahoma City. I'll say Omaha again. So I like to switch over to the vertically integrated liquid. See, like when you get these brights, I mean, that's got to be a hail core, in my opinion. Elevation equals. Yeah, I wish it would tell you. Yeah, see that right there? That's really, I mean, that's not white, but it's just broader. Um, we got Echo Tops. I wish it would tell you. I mean, you got this. Like, this is 70. I wonder if that's. Yeah, so I mean, this has got to be 45,000 feet, which is, pretty supercell. Pretty normal for supercells. This one's about the same. If you get taller than that, really the higher, the stronger the storm, in my opinion, from my experience. But yeah, you got a lot of purple, so that's a lot of hail. Um, got a ZDR arc here. I think that's what that's called. Yeah, there's got to be some real heavy wind, real heavy rain and hail in there. Let's see, this is right by Oakland, and does that say Medill, Mansville? Put this in motion. This one definitely doesn't seem to be moving quite as quick as this one down here. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just slow animation, I guess. Let's see here. Yeah, so like I said, this green here, bright green, that's just some real heavy wind. A lot of corruption in the radar because we're close to the radar here. I don't think there's really one that's closer right now. It's the Dallas one. Dallas is over here. Wait a little bit for the scans here. See what's going on. Yeah, so another thing we can do while we're kind of waiting for an update here is I can show you some of the things I've been learning about weather models. So let's go to the HRRR. We'll do the last run. So these are free for anybody to look at if you're ever interested as a weather nerd like I am. Where is got the reflectivity? So this is kind of what we already have going on close to now, I believe. Let's see. This is in Central Time. So yeah, this is about when you see this. They call it Zulu time, I think, in weather terms. Basically, you just take this -6 from my experience, I think, is what it is. So this would be about 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I think. And so as it goes on, I mean, you look at these storms in here, like that one right there looks pretty strong. It's got some of those reds and purples that we talked about. You even got some down here in far southern East Texas. As we go closer to, let's see, 22 -6, that's closer to, what was that, like 5? But basically, you have a cold front. I know you can't see it on here, but if you picture a cold front with blue lines here, it's pressing down this way towards this direction in the southeast. And this storm that we're kind of monitoring right now is out in front of it, and that's the one thing that would probably going to need to happen today in order for a storm to possibly be a pretty big producer and possibly be tornadic, because the cold air from the cold front is going to undercut or cap or cut off it's going to cut off the energy that the storm has. I was going to try to find the Let's see, where is, let's just go check out the convective outlook, see if there's any other mesoscale discussions out there. So we have the enhanced risk today in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, and even into Arkansas, and just a little bit of Louisiana, maybe. And you still have the slight risk and a marginal risk around there, anywhere from New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, even into South Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Sorry, I did think of geography class. Take me back. Who was my geography teacher in high school? I just passed with 100%, huh? Anyways, so yeah, we have that enhanced risk. If you go to categorical, got a 5% chance of tornadoes in this red area. And they say a probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any point in that direction. And then you have a 2% in the green around there. Pretty big wind in the enhanced risk in there in Texas and Oklahoma. Hail's probably pretty big a lot of places. And you have a hatched area, which means hatch is 10% or greater probability of 2-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of any point. So pretty good indication that there's going to be some severe hail today as well. All right, so let's switch back to the old radar. Let's see. Let's switch this back. Present. Go back to how do I looks like the tornado warning must have expired. Sorry about the noise in the background. I've got my window open. I don't feel like closing it. It's been too nice out. Yeah, so see how this is the rest of that storm. It just kind of like, I don't know if it ran into another storm or started to back build. It just looks way less organized than it did back when it was way back, way over here. But that's good news because we don't want, like I said, we don't want a tornado to drop in a major metropolitan area at all. See if we got any other rotation at all. So a lot of greens, a lot of wind going towards the radar, or is that away? I think it's towards the radar, so it's be going this way. This could rehook right here. Could easily get some inflow, like an inflow notch, and it could tighten up in here a little bit. Definitely not out of the woods. It's pretty early. It's only 4:45 over there. Central Daylight Time looks like. Let's see how these storms up here are looking here. Got some of that. Switch back to got some of the purple and red, pretty strong reflectivity all the way up into looks like northern Oklahoma. Got some Joplin. Joplin was hit by that F5 back in 2011, I believe it was, May of 2011. One of the most gnarliest tornadoes I've ever seen on film before. I'll tell you, that thing started right outside of town, I believe, and where is that at? Another streamer I'm watching on my TV is showing a storm. It looks like it's got some pretty gnarly rotation. Can't tell where it's at though. Could go tornado warned. It's got a TDS, tornado dynamics, tornado signature. Oh, tornado debris signature. Anyways, yeah, that Joplin tornado formed right outside of town, and I'll tell you, man, that was a multi-vortex tornado to start with. Hit a couple of power lines and kind of went nuts, and then it got really big, really fast, and that thing was just churning. And they said it was a slow mover across the town. So, and then when you just to a broader aspect, look here. I know Nebraska was getting some snow. This is all snow bands. Um, Probably somewhere up here. I guess that's either that might be snow. If that's snow, that is like super heavy snow. Wowza, probably is. I'm pretty sure that like Minnesota and some of the states up here are supposed to be getting some pretty gnarly stuff. And then over here, I think they were going to be getting hit by a little bit of a nor'easter here, I think, is what I saw. California got hit with some rain here recently. Been calling it the atmospheric river. A lot of flooding, even in Arizona where I'm at. Oh, we do have some storms building out here, huh? Actually, when I went and got my haircut, there was a little bit of raindrops on my windshield, and I just got my car washed. I was like, that's like the worst case scenario, right? Black Canyon City getting some rain down by Superior, over by Glendale. That's a pretty good looking little storm. Got any? Nope. It's pretty congealed. So let's see what kind of warnings we got. We got the. Can I back down here? Taking a look. Still pretty choppy overall. Got some good winds. Look at this. Like a gust front or something like that right there. Kind of interesting looking. Yeah, that thing seems to be really pushing out some wind. I bet that's some super strong winds right there. You can see how it's just kind of a straight bright. You got this brightness down here. So if this right here was able to, that might be some rotation right there. That might be something right there. Something to watch out for. Where's this spot here? Annetta. Just on the east side or west side of Fort Worth again. Might be a little something over here. That's not looking good. I'll tell you that. What's that? That's the hard part about correlation coefficient is this kind of looks like a that right. Let me see if I don't know if I can pause it. Can I go back? This right here kind of looks like a debris ball. What it would look like. I'm not saying this is a debris ball by any means, but it's usually blue and it's a circle like this, and you'll see like little particles. But that would be just a hypothetical example of what it would look like. But if you go to the actual reflectivity, there's nothing out there, so that's what makes it kind of hard sometimes, you know. Oh, let's take a look at that again here. I want to see if this that definitely some slight, maybe weaker broad rotation in there. Doesn't look like anything too crazy right now, but you have this strong. I'd say that's some pretty strong winds in there. I would say. I hope this is starting to. I can see this starting to hook again. If you get this to push in a little bit, and this to curve around a little bit, and you're going to have some rotation in here, and you could have some greens and reds in there. Kind of like that might I can't tell if that's. I mean, you got some really stronger stuff over here, and then you have some strong reds, but it's hard to tell if this is all these purples and stuff is other. I can't remember what they call it. There's a specific word for it, but the radar gets kind of just choppy, and pixelated because of the way it's close to the radar. But that's kind of concerning a little bit. I have to watch out for that here over the next scan or two. Check out Oklahoma again here. Wapanucka. Getting hit with some rain and hail, probably. I would say. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here for a second and wait for this to update and kind of just tell you a little bit about myself and my goal here. I would like to start doing this more often, and I'll be honest. Right now, all I have is my laptop, and I might hook it up to my TV as a monitor to use. But basically, I just told myself that I would just want to get started. This is kind of my passion. I've when I was 9 years old, I saw my first tornado with my grandpa and my dad, and honestly, back then it scared the crap out of me. I bawled like a little girl. Oh, see, that's starting to hook again. That's what I was talking about. So this might be trying to go. Um, let's take a look here. Yeah, see, I think this is starting to go again. Right outside of Irving, right to the west of Dallas. I think this is starting to ramp up. I wouldn't be surprised if they put a warning on this here pretty quick. I could be wrong, but I'm not an expert. But I'm thinking that's what I was talking about in that diagram that I was trying to see how this is inflow right here, kind of wrapping around into here, and this is causing a kind of an inflow slot, and then this is where your rotation is going to be, and that's honestly where a tornado could be at any time if the rotations kind of tightens up here. Let's check. So yeah, you definitely got some strong reds and got some greens close, and storm relative velocity. We'll have to wait for the next scan to come in, but I would not be surprised to see this go red here pretty quick. So yeah, but this has kind of been my passion ever since I saw that tornado with my grandpa and my dad when I was 9. Like I said, I was really scared back then, and I kept telling, I was crying, and I kept telling them, like, my grandpa started driving towards it as the tornado dropped. It was a real live tornado on the ground for like 20 minutes outside Elwood, Nebraska. We were in Bertrand, Nebraska, which is probably, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes from there, I would guess. But you can see the tornado clear as day, clearly visible, and it just looked like it was getting bigger, and looked like it was coming at us. And I was only 9, so obviously, as a 9-year-old, your imagination goes crazy, right? So, but after that, my dad took me storm chasing, and it turned into a passion, more of an excitement, and you get that adrenaline rush. But yeah, I think this is kind of starting to ramp up over here by Irving again. Got some bright reds here. That's not looking good for me. This part right here, man, that could really start to tighten up if this gets to going here. So yeah, this has kind of evolved and went from being kind of messy to this is basically what a radar looks like when you have a tornado now. That's not looking good. I'm surprised this hasn't gone worn. I wouldn't be surprised if it does here soon. Even on the other stream that I'm watching, he's on the same thing right now, and it's got a tornado signature on it. So we'll have to see. I would not be surprised. But if you're anywhere near Irving, I would just take your proper precautions just in case. Looks like you got a lot of hail right up north here. They call this the bear cage. It's where you can get slammed with hail and rain and a lot of wind. I don't see anything yet. have to wait for the next scan to come in. I've got some stuff down here that we haven't looked at yet. Don't want to leave anybody out. That's got some real heavy rain and maybe some hail in there. Let's see. Is that the closest radar? Got some decent rain and all that. That might be some rotation up in there, but it's hard to tell if that's not. Hard to tell. Let's see, this is down here. San Saba, Gatesville, Event, Hamilton. Got some more showers over here. This is located near Huntington, Warren, Shepherd, Redland. This one looks like it's more just scattered showers. Got some real bad stuff going on there with the radar. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings along this line, though. A lot of severe weather warnings there. So if we switch back the radar here. Now it's just turned into a big blob. See, on this last scan, that's definitely rotation, but it's just not. See how there's some gray in there. It's not connected. But it won't take much for this to tighten up. And that's when they would probably take it warned. Doesn't look like it would take much. You know, you have this whole. Got the greens going towards the radar. Red's going away from it. Oh, there it is, right there. Glad we called that. But yeah, you have this area of rotation. And let's see. Definitely some bright reds there. Not seeing any debris signatures, so that's good. I kind of thought they would warn that. I thought they would warn it a little bit faster than they did. But hey, I'm not an expert. Not here to tell anybody how to do their job or anything. I'm more just concerned about the public. I don't, I'd rather them issue a warning and people be prepared than it had already dropped a tornado by the time they issued the warning and it's already doing damage and affecting people's lives, So let's see here. Yep, so we definitely have some stuff going on there. Have to keep an eye on that. So if you're in Highland Park, University Park, anywhere out there, let's go ahead and read this here. "4:57 p.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Service in Forth. Tornado warning for northwestern Dallas County. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Irving, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. Tornado and $50 size hail. Radar indicated rotation. Here's some different locations that it'll be near and times. Take cover now. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris." Okay, so new scan just came in. Still not tightened, so that's good. But there's a secondary area of rotation. We kind of have two areas right here, looks like maybe. Or at least two different greens and reds a little bit here. Yeah, definitely 2 areas of rotation in my opinion. Looks like. Nothing looking too crazy so far. Knock on wood. That thing is just a big blob. A lot of hail core up in here. You got all of this back behind it. So still got that line. So that means the cold front's probably back in here. Because this stuff right here there's probably a cold front like right in here. You know, they do the kind of look like this. Sorry, my drawings are terrible. But this is all coming this way. The line starts to form. So if this catches up to this, it's basically going to cut this all off. So for tornado enthusiasts, this is about the best chance that we have right now. This is what needed to happen today. Is the storm needed to get developed in front of the cold front before it can get cut off. Still looks like it's looking at that right now. Just taking a look. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Oh. Waiting for the next scan here, just kind of monitoring everything. Oops. Accidentally zoomed way out on accident. My bad. Oh, Lordy. I don't think the new scans come in yet. Put it in motion and check. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so see, it's still pretty broad. It's kind of elongated on this side. Still, you know, like that's kind of intense. Anything a little brighter is a little bit more intense. Let's see what the reflectivity looks like. Yeah, but see, this is a big hook still. Got a lot of inflow right in this area. Sometimes they call that the inflow jet. Be interesting to see what this storm looks like from. I could get on Twitter. I'll see if I can find some pictures to share. Problem is, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble and get my stream shut down right away. But let's take a look. Dallas tornado. Wow. Oh, that's April 2021. All right. Neighborhood. Hit by the Dallas tornado in 2019. Just looking through. Taking a look at Twitter here in the background, just so you know. If you're watching. Tornado sirens in far north Dallas. How's your day going? Says a Twitter handle. All right. Trying to see if we've got any pictures here. Turn the volume down on this. I can show you this. Let's gotta show you a different screen here. Show this here. This is what we're. You see that's rotating. Definitely has some updraft and rotation, and could be a funnel, but this would also just be a cloud. That's, but I mean, it's definitely rotation. Texas live cams. Definitely see a wall cloud there. That looks pretty nasty. Phew. That looks pretty nasty. That looks real nasty right there. But this is kind of what I was looking for. Is be cool to see what this looks like. But this is kind of what you picture with a storm. But I mean, think about this. You got probably pretty close to rush hour traffic, and you got a big storm with a tornado warning attached to it here. You know, pretty crazy. Probably doesn't happen a ton overall, luckily. Let's switch back to the radar here. I don't know how to make this more like, I don't know what the word is. Fluent. Let's see if another scan has come in here. Still looks pretty broad. Some high winds. But I'll tell you, this whole area, this almost looks like one big giant supercell. Here's the hook down here. Here's the bear cage and forward. It's all just kind of congealed together. Yeah. Kind of interesting. Check out these storms down here again. I don't think that's technically. I mean, it looks like rotation, but I don't think. I think that's just too high up in the storm. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That just seems like a weird spot for rotation to me. Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's just like way out here. I don't. That's what's hard about sometimes. Like if you click right there, put my finger. Oh, I can. I forgot I can touch screen this. But yeah, that's like over here, so that's not even anything. So, but this definitely got some good hail and some good rainage. Rainage, is that a word? Rainage. Greenage. Green means go. If you're a Twister fan, you'll get it. Greenage. Looks like another scan came in. Looks a little bit more. Got this weirdness down here. I think that's just corruption or whatever you call it. Gonna kind of let this monitor and go here. Got all this up there. Look at that. But that's raining real good right there south of Richardson. Tell you, I have had such a good day. New scan came in. No more hook. It's not as pronounced. That's good though. Kind of helps stop the potential for tornado genesis to form. So you can see we've kind of lost this hook inflow. You had this. That's a lot. That's where a tornado develops a lot of times. And now if we go to the current scan, it's all just become a big blob again. So still do have some weak rotation in here. That right there could tighten up, but that's also within the storm. So if that was going to drop, bad news is since that's in here, that's going to be completely rain wrapped. Rain wrapped tornadoes are the most dangerous because you can't see them coming. Man, look at this. It is just pouring cats and dogs and hailing probably right in here. Just southeast of Fort Worth. Check out this. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Holy cow. Look at those storms. Man, leaving that one down there. But that right there, that's hail, hail, and hail. Wowza. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some pretty nasty videos of some pretty big hailstorms. Hail systems. Let's check up here again. You know, I really thought when I was watching the weather models, I really thought that this area of Oklahoma was going to have like this storm down here was when it was over here west of Dallas. This has kind of been the storm of the day so far. At least, probability of a tornado. There was one over here that was warned earlier, but I think it just because of whenever it's on a line like this, not that it can't happen, but it can kind of stop. Isolated storms that are in good environments have a better chance of producing a long track tornado. But anyways, let's take a look at these anyway. But yeah, I really thought that this area of Oklahoma could be some rotation right there. Yeah, this right here. If this was just a little bit tighter, I mean, that's some really strong winds right there. If this was tighter, you'd have this. Problem is, this is when you have like say it was a circle and as tight as like this, that might go warned. But this is the actual whole thing. That's broad. Just a little bit too wide, Now we got some corruption in there, so but that was looking pretty gnarly there for a second there. But yeah, still got this whole got some good showers up here east of Oklahoma City. Durant, Oklahoma. See if there's a new scan here. Got a little bit there. I don't know if this is the new scan or not. Kind of weak broad rotation again there. Looks like. Man, I can't believe how big this thing is. Whew. It's crazy. Hard to tell if there's any rotation back in here. This is all close to the radar site. Kind of gets misconstrued a little bit. A lot of rain and hail in here probably though. Even up in here. Not that there's not a lot of rain in here. There could be some hail in there too. It's just that these purples, that's a lot of feedback from the radar. A lot of feedback. Man. Oh. Well, just kind of waiting around for updates here now. I'm really curious if that is snow. Let me look on my phone. Probably is, I would guess. In Iowa. Missouri. It looks like it's kind of mixed. Part snow, ice, and then rain. I'm assuming that's just rain. I mean, that would be super strong snow. Like, this is more what you expect when you see snow. You get the little yellows like that. That's a little bit more strong in that area, but let's see. Anything new on this? It's got a little bit of a. This could be developing a hook right here. Almost looks like they're going to have to either extend this or maybe a new warning. I think if this is the county box, yeah, this should be the county box for Dallas. It could probably, it's expired. Okay. Either expired or there's not enough rotation left to. Now it's gone. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, let's see here. Definitely still some broad, weak rotation in there. Not enough to be warranted this time, looks like. So currently we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 thunderstorm warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4 in Oklahoma, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Texas. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Texas, 1, 2, 3, 4 in Oklahoma. And take a look at these in Oklahoma again. I think this thing right here could be close. I mean, that's some pretty strong overall. I just need to tighten up. And like I was saying, so when I was looking at the weather models, if we go back and look at the HRRR that I was talking about earlier, on here, is StreamYard actually showing this? No. Is there a way? Full screen. Hey, look at me. Got no live viewers. That's always good. Hey, just practicing, you know. All right, so we got to present, share screen, window, StreamYard. Yeah, so when I was looking at this earlier, I can back this up, I think. Let's just go back here. So, can I? There we go. Okay. Let's just say like a couple hours ago, I was looking at this, you know. So you get to the beginning of Thursday. It's just early Thursday morning today. This is just like a projected radar composite reflectivity. So when you get to this, there was these storms in Oklahoma. Got some down here. Whoops. And then like this right here. And maybe this is still set to happen. Let's see. 21Z. I think that'd be a 3 p.m., right? Oh, here, let me Google it. Pretty sure that's around 3 or 4. What time is 21Z? Okay, weather charts use 18Z. Let me look at this real quick here. Okay, so Pacific time, it's 8 hours ahead. So 21 minus 7. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, so 21Z, that should be around 2, I think. Maybe, I think that's 2. This is already happening. But yeah, this initial storm that came up on here, both this one, and then it kind of turns into this one. Because see how, like, down in here in Dallas, you don't even have the stuff that we're dealing with right now. Maybe this just pushed south. You kind of have some of this. Kind of interesting to look at, you know? Let's see. Let's go back to the old radar. So still... Yeah, I think this is just eating off its... It's kind of just like... I don't know, eating itself or destroying its own energy. This cell might be one to watch since it's more discreet unless it runs into that one. Does it go in the same direction? It's just moving east, it looks like. Yeah, more of a cell that's by itself, kind of like this one. It's probably going to do a little bit better if I had to guess. Got Flashwood watch. Yeah, it has been raining a lot over there. Look at the... Sorry, wait to click on the... Thunderstorm producing heavy rain across the warned area. Several social media reports of street flooding in downtown Fort Worth. Reports of swift water rescues in North Richland Hills. Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts between 1 and 2 inches are possible. Flash flooding is ongoing, expected to begin shortly. Flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highway streets, and underpasses, as well as poor drainage or low-lying areas. So the streamer I'm watching is watching this storm right now. Hard to tell if there's any rotation there. Pretty close to the radar still, so... But yeah, you see how these are kind of running into each other. There's just a lot of... It's hard to tell what's going to happen with this thing. Is this thing up here ramping up still? Still got a little bit of weak stuff in here. Hard to know what's going to happen here. A little sleepy. Well, I think I'm going to stop the stream for now, just so I can take a break. Hope y'all enjoyed this if you watch it. Please like and share and subscribe if you don't mind getting the channel out there. Have a great day. I might be on soon. Thank you.